Hey guys, so today I want to talk about global variables in SolidWorks. And right now we're looking at a problem, a sample exam question for the Certified SolidWorks Associate exam. And so we're not going to do that today, but I just want to use this as an example, okay? So when you have dimensions that are given as a variable, like for example right here in question one, it says build this part in SolidWorks, the unit system is millimeters, decimal places is 2, part origin is arbitrary, and then it says that A is 63, B is 50, C is 100, and so on. That relates to down here in this model where the A is the height right here, B is the depth, and then C is the width. Okay, so that's what we want to plug in these numbers to the model. All right, but what happens is in a regular exam question, it'll have 3 parts, for example. It'll have you change those variables later on and say, okay, now change these numbers and then put in the next mass weight, okay? So rather than trying to go back through your model, try to find those dimensions wherever they are or the feature distances, it's better to have a global variable system to change that automatically. It's a lot faster, it's more efficient, and we're not fighting it, okay? So that's what we're doing today. Let me show you an example of that. I'm going to go to SolidWorks here and create one for you, create a global variable system. So first thing you do is set up your variables, right? So I'm going to go like this, and I have some variables set up here already in a previous model I did. So I'm going to set this up. So go to Tools, and I'd like you to do this with me to try this out because you're going to use this in the next model on some of our models coming up. Okay, so go to Tools and Equations right here. Brings up the global variables options, and the step is like this. And let me go like this so we can make sure we can see what this is right here. And I'll go back to Tools again and Equations. All right. So first thing, just click on it where it says Add Global Variable and type in the letter A, for example, then push Tab and don't put in equals, just type in the variable amount. So for example, 3 and enter. Okay, next one, I'll click on that, B, Tab, and next one is 6, enter, and then C, tab. Next one is 0.75, enter, and then D, tab, and the last one is 2.5 and enter. All right, so I'm done with my global variables. I'm going to click OK, and I can just start drawing. Okay, so I'm going to enlarge this now and go ahead and do my model. So in the top plane, I'll start with the sketch, and we'll just begin drawing this base here and show you where we're going to put this. Use the F key to enlarge this a little bit, and then so the first dimension is going to be here, and I'm going to click on the dimension. I just clicked on it. I'm going to click on this, and then instead of typing in a number, I'm going to push the equals key, and then choose the variable that is supposed to be there. For example, this is supposed to be 6, so the variable is 6, which is B. I'll click on that, and it sets it at B, and just check mark it. Okay, that's all it is. Don't type in a number, just choose a global variable after pushing equal, and it'll set it for you. Next one, click it, type in equal, choose the global variable with your mouse. This one's A, check mark it, and it sets it to that variable. All right, easy, no problem. As sketch, I'm going to go ahead and extrude this up 0.5. And again, I'm assuming you're going to do this. You practice creating global variables, okay? So I have my base. I'm going to go ahead and start a sketch on the top surface here and just create a circle on the top. And I'm going to go normal 2 just to look straight down this. And I'm also going to choose plain white so you can see what we're doing. Okay. And smart dimension, I'm just going to say this is going to be 1. And I'm going to put a center line from the center of this circle to the midpoint right there. And make sure that it's horizontal, okay? Next thing is to dimension this line and say this is going to be global variable quote equal again, global variable, and let's say, oops, D, which is 2.5 check mark. So that sets it like that, okay? All right, cool, that one's done. Next to my sketch. And then I'm going to go ahead and extrude that boss up. And notice that turn this around a little bit. Notice that you can also change the global variable. You can also put a global variable into the feature. So I'm going to click on this here and I'll push equal again, and now it gives me the option to go to global variables again. So hey, isn't that cool? So I'm going to set this to point C, which is 0.75, and then check mark that, and that sets that variable. All right, so we're set. I'm going to push Control 7 for isometric. Okay, so once our global variables are set, the way to change them is like this. You want to go to equations and right-click on equations, go to manage equations, and then to change them, I'm going to just click here and backspace and say let's change this to 2. So A is now 2. Click away, and backspace. Let's call 6 5, and click away. And let's say the height of the boss instead of 0.75 is now going to be 0.3, and then the distance of the boss from the edge instead of 1.5 instead of 2.5 is going to be 1.25. Okay, so half the distance. Okay, so now to change my variables, I'm going to click OK, and it changes the model for those things. I can just go back and check this now, for example, and all those from the exit sketch and just right-click in annotations and go to show feature dimensions. So all these variables have been changed now according to what we changed in our equation sheet here. Okay, so that's about it. And again, we'll be using this later on, so please make sure you try this, set up your global variables, and make sure it works, and you're able to change them. And that's about it for now. Okay, all right, take care and see you soon.